Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Kamen Riders Reviews podcast. I'm Kuchiri, joined by my proxy teammates here, Frez and Sean Dillon. Kat's so busy, but I'm sure Kat will be back next week for all the fun stuff that's going to happen next week.
Kat is off on a covert mission to recapture, to save my mirrors, which have been held hostage by the military-industrial complex.
Fortunately, she is a spy for the military-industrial complex and stealing even more of your mirrors.
Christ alive.
Oh, it's so good. So good. Anyway.
Yeah, I love this batch.
Oh,
this batch is... This is cinema.
No. So, 2 weeks ago, or 2 podcasts ago, we ended with Sento almost killing Misora. And then something happens, and one of his eyes turns into another rabbit. Rabbit. That's strange.
That's weird.
Yeah, no. And so we deal with the fallout from it, but while this is going on, there's another spy?
Bum, bum, bum.
Another spy. That's very funny.
How many spies are there going to be in this story about war?
How many spies have you seen today? All things considered, just as many as there are Naiman. So 3?
Yeah, God.
So we're told early on in this episode that Sato's like, hey, you know what? We'll do another proxy battle. And if you win, we'll definitely not try and kill you guys anymore. Wink. Don't look behind our backs. We don't have our fingers crossed or anything.
Which, all things considered, that's very funny.
You know what's wild is that Sato actually bothered to hire out, an actual gymnasium or whatever the fuck, a big open space for the Kamen Riders to fight. Whereas with the Hokuto proxy battle, it was like, get into this fucking steel cage. It's like 10 feet long.
I mean, steel cage matches are a mainstay of wrestling, so...
This side, the electrified fence was the mainstay of Japanese wrestling, too.
Jesus Christ. I don't know much about that, even though I have an Asuka figure on my desk. But that's mainly because of Cat.
No. So the rules are Hellbros and Rogue versus Grease, Cross, and Build. But Build is like, no. We got to figure out this hazard overflow problem. So the way we do it is, hey, Misora, go into this cage. Be like, oh, please help this handsome Bill guy overcome this.
I was worried when I saw this, and I reacted because she goes into the thing, and she's got a visor, and we're going to play a bunch of Build, and we're going to show you a bunch of Build. And it's, it's a bunch of clips of Build, and they're commenting over it. I'm like, oh, God. Are we starting this batch off with the money-saving clip show?
Then we get to Banjo, and they decide to fast forward.
Oh, God. I already made the Spaceballs joke, but... I digress.
But
no, thankfully, actual plot happens other than, hey, remember all these fights that we had while we take a week off to save money?
Yeah, so... Banjo makes a comment about, hey, haven't you tried using 2 organic bottles or 2 inorganic bottles? That's a dumb idea, Banjo.
You silly punchman himbo, you silly goose. God, I love you.
But what gets created is another rabbit bottle.
Oh, this is good. They put it in the belt, they put on the hazard, they crank it on the table. Okay, maybe my phrasing came out a little wrong there. He's a drama between men.
Yeah, this isn't a porno. Well, hentai.
So,
Boys,
I'm sure that if you go to Comiket, there are dojins out there.
Yeah, probably.
There's no way that there aren't like middle-aged Kamen Rider fangirl chippers doing dojins of this shit. Oh, they don't have to be middle-aged, just women in fandom. They exist.
Yeah, I mean, it's all ages. It's all trust me, I'm in multiple fandoms. Supernatural. They were shipping Sean and Dean Supernatural from season 1.
Sam and Dean.
Also,
I am not
that-
fucking Jessen Eccles.
also,
Jason.
in that case, Kuchiri, they were brothers. So
Yeah, no. And then the show in season 3 actually make a joke about that.
I have seen the first half of Supernatural. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So like
Season 4. Or season 4 or 5. Like season 1 was the road trip. Season 2 was okay, the yellow-eyed demon is gonna get Sam to do something bad. Season 3 is the build up to Dean going to hell. Season 4 is bad things happening while the apocalypse is happening. Season 5 is the apocalypse. Oh, it was season 5.
Yeah, so season 5 was the original end, and then Crypt left, and then Sarah Gamble took over, and season 6 and 7 are unwatchable. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes, let's. But regardless, yeah. Anyway, they were activating this thing, rabbit, and it explodes in their faces. And Sento's like, well, I'm gonna need to do some inventing here.
Mm-hmm. While this goes on, Sawa gets a phone call. Oh, you don't think Sawa's the spy again? Come on!
They wouldn't do that twice.
Sawa was
Okay, so she's the spy, and Sento already knows. Like, I love this scene where she shows up like, oh, I want to help you create this tool, and Sento looks at her like, okay.
And he also says, we don't have to worry about the spy. I already have this handled.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was, all things, given how the arc ultimately pans out, I think he was aware of what was going on with Sawa. Even at...
Yeah. No, he knows. You could tell him that, you can add that TikTok sound. Oh, he knows. Oh, Lord, he knows. To that whole thing of him just, like, giving her the side eye. When she sits.
Hey, Sawa, you said your dad died in a gas explosion, right? Well, I didn't see anyone with that name in the casualty list. Oh, I took my mother's family name after that happened. Okay. Jesus Christ, that was close.
But yeah, no, we cut to 1 week later. I mean, long time to be creating a new power-up, plus a brand new weapon that goes with it. I love how it's like, oh man, I worked so hard in this power-up. And this new toy. What's up, Fred?
Well, 2 things. First of all, it's been 1 week since you looked at me. But secondly, during this week, Sento is busy inventing with Misora, and Banjo and Grease are basically like, hey, you know how we raise our hazard level by fighting? Let's pummel the shit out of each other for a week and get stronger.
Ah, yes, the same form of combat at training. If you beat me near to death, I get stronger every time.
Hey, it worked for Gentoku, and he followed the other Saiyan principle of becoming a Super Saiyan. But I wanna!
Which is honestly a better backstory than the Rogue miniseries.
Yep.
Yeah. See last week's podcast for that.
Yeah, that was just uploaded like an hour before we started this.
I mean,
that would have been so bad.
That's okay.
But
it sure is great that we have an actual plot again, and not just 10 minutes of prison beatdowns.
I do like how this whole thing gets Grease and Cross to become better friends. Like, I do love the character development for all the writers throughout this series. It is so good.
There's some good camaraderie that builds here, and mutual respect, and especially with Grease and Bill in the last episode. That's such a good moment. But yeah, okay, yep. So it's a best of 3 here this time.
Gee, I wonder how this is going to turn out.
Well, here's the thing. You weren't here for this, Sean, but 0-1, we were debated with this before because they had a best of 5 sort of thing, and it went on forever. And you're thinking, an
entire arc where it was a best of 5, and like it was 6 2-parters with 10 of the 2-parters focused on the arc, and then the power up 2-part by itself.
So it was a Frieza blowing up Namek arc.
Kind of.
And then mild spoilers, but they subverted it, and the protagonists lost.
Yeah. So imagine if this happened in Build, and there was like some kind of thing where Build had to do 5 different proxy battles, and it was the best of 5, and then like every 2-part after Build either won or lost, Rogue showed up and kicked his ass. And then Build gets his power up at episode 24. He gets Rabbit. He can beat up Rogue, but then doesn't for 10 more episodes, even though we all know you can beat up Rogue now. And then loses at the very end because of, well, bullshit.
That is awful. How did you sit through 01?
The rest of it was really good.
Yeah, no. The second arc of 01 is it's so unfortunate. And then whenever it starts picking back up again, COVID happens and they lost 6 weeks. Oh, so sad. But 01 outside the second arc is amazing.
Yeah, it was a good show. Just that is the weak link in the chain.
Yeah. Did 01 come out before or after Build?
After.
Okay, so I guess 01 looked at Build's decompressed storytelling of having all these fights happen over the course of a single episode and went, okay, we need to make this longer because this is going on way too quickly.
Well, they did a lot of, like, there was a bunch of fights going on. They did a lot of that, like, there was a bunch of major fight moments where multiple riders fighting multiple riders. But, yeah, no, it's still a fun series. Like, the first, 16 episodes are some of the most thought-provoking. Like, we had such long, podcast episodes because we were talking about AI voice acting. We were talking about AI art, all that stuff.
After like I say, after the contest, the rest of that arc with those antagonists was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. It became so imagine Rogue was still a bad guy. And every episode, he got his ass completely kicked for 10 episodes. And it was always very satisfying.
But that also parallels because the bad guys in that series, like in here, were basically, now we can work on our evil scheme to weaponize the Kamen Rider system. I'll make so much money.
Anyway, we can't have a five-person battle royale. Because then we would have to have female riders.
Which 01 did, and Kuchiri keeps harping. 01 had the bold thing. First time in Kamen Rider's storied 50-year history, a female rider who lived.
No, yeah.
First that movie happened.
Well, she lived, but
she lived.
Shit.
Yeah, no. So, it gives you the lowdown, son. They didn't have a first actual female Kamen Rider until 2003's Ryuki. She was a rider exclusive to the movie. She got a couple of scenes, and then she gets killed.
Of course the movie rider gets killed.
Yep. The thing is, they did this on purpose because there was a female hero. She wasn't a Kamen Rider. Something Electric Tackle. I cannot think of her full name. It's a dumb name, but it's something Electric Tackle. People just call her Tackle. She was basically the secondary rider to Kamen Rider Stronger in the 70s. Actually, I can pull her up 1 second.
Okay.
Electro Wave Human Tackle. That's her name.
Well, okay.
That's a terrible name.
It was the 70s. It was the 70s.
The me generation. So Grease and
here she is, by the way.
Wait, she was in the manga?
No, because it's Kamen Rider Stronger. So her whole thing was she was just the backup hero for Stronger, and she dies. And so they decided that if there was ever a female hero and rider, they had to kill her off until 2021. There was other female Kamen Riders you could say lived, but it was because the actress quit the show before they could do anything with their character. So,
she went up to the act, never to be seen again.
So, this female rider here, Kamen Rider
the bad is cute.
Kamen Rider Kivala was a Decade rider. She shows up and she lives in the movie she's in. And then basically they were going to make Decade one of those things where they were going to do a Decade movie every year. But the actress was like, oh no, I don't want to be a part of this franchise anymore. So she quit after that movie. What's up, Fres?
2 points. First, the ladybug titties on Kamen Rider Stronger are a choice. And second, that bat thing is cute as hell.
Oh, you want to see her transformation toy? If I can find it.
Oh my god,
Aww.
that is amazing. That is incredible.
It shoots out a kiss, and the kiss transformer.
Perfect. So going off topic a little bit from this general Kamen Rider podcast, I'm going to do a radical thing and talk about Kamen Rider Build.
Shock, horror.
Yes.
So we have Grease versus Ninja Bros.
It's good. It's an okay fight.
Eh,
It's pretty good.
I mean, Grease gets some good moments. He gets some good speeches.
He talks about his first friends and gets to avenge them. So all good things, pretty
I
good.
do like the shot at the end of the fight where his knuckles are bloodied and the dog tags are kind of bloodied too, and he's just like, "I've avenged you."
He also has a really cool rider kick. I mean, it's CG, and it doesn't.
Oh, that's neat. The spiraling Grease thing, and then jumping up and just wow down into the ground. That's cool. That's cool choreography. Even if even if it's CG, but it's cool. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get a bit of what if the show was focused on the Engine Bros. We get a clip show of their backstory, which is kind of cool. I like it. We also find out during this clip show that one of the children in Namba is Sawa.
Gasp! Shock! I never saw it coming.
And I will reiterate how delightfully fucked up this is. This is like if Lockheed Martin adopted a bunch of children and indoctrinated them to die for the company.
Oh yeah, no. Sawa straight up said that after she failed, she was supposed to kill herself, and she never did.
Fortunately, she discovered the power of friendship.
Yep. But we'll get more on that later on. It's time for Cross Z versus Wait, I thought it was Romocom Bros.
Oh no, we're going double. Hey kids, the movie's canon.
The movie that I honestly don't know what even happened in that.
Neither do I, but apparently this happened, and now we can do double Engine Bros, Hell Bros.
Was it a fusion? Like Vegeta or Gotenks?
Anyway, I love Banjo's reaction after the full transformation happened. Like, what the fuck? Come on.
I was supposed to have a freebie. Come on.
And then he gets his ass kicked.
Well,
not really.
Well, he voluntarily gets his ass kicked because the Hal Bros pull a mean fucking trick. They're in the middle of fighting. It's going well. And he's like, I have to win because if I don't, my brother will be executed. And Banjo, bless his himbo little heart, decides to throw the fight.
Yeah. I do like how before the fight, he's like, I don't care if you're Kerberos or Kerberos.
Hellbros or Cerberus, yeah.
But he pronounces Cerberus as Kerberos.
Because
Hell dog.
Yeah. Japanese. Yeah.
And then we also get Sawa asking Kazuman for a favor.
She's got a plan.
And then we get a flashback where Kazuman's like, so you and Sento fucking, right?
Right. Oh, there is some imagery going on here that you can read into, like how Banjo is drinking milk and Grease. What's his name? Kazuman, yeah.
Pichan.
He just bites into a raw carrot. There is some imagery happening here, y'all.
I like how Kazuman is like, hey, you guys together? That's kind of gross, but okay.
Sometimes a cigar is not just a cigar. You know what I mean?
And sometimes the thing that a rabbit is known to eat has other meanings.
Jesus Christ. Oh, so yeah, we're skimming past these fights. They're Kamen Rider fight. We will have a little more meat on the bone when we get to Sento versus Gentoku. But
I do want to throw in a discussion topic here. I know
Okay.
we don't normally do this, but during this conversation between Kazumin and Banjo, basically they both are determined that they're going to help protect Sento because Sento feels like he's at fault for this war.
oh yeah, that's
In a very general sense, if you want to say that, if it wasn't for Sento or Katsuragi, we wouldn't have Smash, we wouldn't have the Rider system. That's all the cause of this war. But would there be this war if it wasn't for the Smasher Riders? We know Naba has been training his children for years, and Gintoki was worried about other countries building weapons before this, leading up to this, thanks to the special we watched last week.
Mhm.
I want to say the war was inevitable.
I agree.
I also agree.
I
Well,
mean,
great discussion. We'll move on then.
no,
Yeah,
you're onto a good thing here. The responsibility of war, and that does play into the philosophical debate that happens between Sento and Gentoku in their fight in a bit. But yeah, I mean, Sato and Namba are straight up just power hungry, going to war for their own bullshit benefit. It's not. I don't think it's even about the bottles for Namba. It's just about control and money.
Yeah.
I guess because he invents a whole new robot grunt to take over.
And he was also the one that was giving out the robots to begin with. Something tells me if the war started, Namba would have just deactivated all their guardians and just has the Sato guardians do all the work.
Probably.
Yeah, if there was no riders would probably mean that Namba would just find a means of stoking war with two sides who are very, very open to going into war, and a third side that might go war if some other people are taken out of power, but generally is aligned with peace to arguably Quisling levels. Like giving up the Pandora's box that Gento's friend and / ex-boyfriend would probably be a Quisling move.
I want to add Stalk is the real baddie behind it all. He's the one who took this fucking box from Mars and opened it and was like, everybody go crazy and nuts. He's the one with the fucking master plan. He's the one who did all this shit. So, if it wasn't for him, Katsuragi wouldn't have gone on a path to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But, and let's be very clear, because it does come up next episode, Katsuragi is not Sento.
Yeah. Well, and we've established this before, like before the end of the first arc.
And we will again.
Yep. And we're going to. I'm straight up. We're going to be keep on differentiating both Katsuragi and Sento until the last episode.
It's good theming. It's good theming.
Oh yeah.
The Beto are a bunch of bastards because Banjo throws the fight because they're gonna kill his brother.
Well,
and,
I want to put in some. I made a note. I mean, Hellbros is probably lying to get into Banjo's head. True, but he's also probably telling the truth with how diabolical Namba is.
Even if Hellbros doesn't realize that's the truth. Yeah. Hellbros, I think, genuinely believes he is too powerful to actually be taken out to the scrapyard. He thinks that he's going to live forever. And like every single fascist before him, he's going to learn very painfully that he's wrong.
No, you can't hang me. I'm supposed to be the big and strong. But yeah, they beat him, and then they're like, "Ha! We lied to you, you stupid weak baby. You believed in empathy and kindness, and that made you lose." And Banjo just gets up and he's like,
"And the story's gonna end."
Yeah, you know what? You know what? You tricked me. You got me. But he's gonna win this thing. And he points to his boyfriend back there.
It's guy love, it's all it is.
I do like when Banjo was winning, he looked at Sento and like, yeah, you don't even need you. I'm the main character of this episode.
No, you're part of the supporting cast. I love the scene where it's like the lights are off in the viewing booth, and it's Misora and Sento are just there in shadow, and they're like, "You threw the match. You lost it deliberately. You let yourself get tricked by them. Yeah, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Lights turn on. Oh well, time for the main character to take the stage."
And we get Build versus Rogue. Like, I mean, this 3-parter is kind of go by quite quickly. We're already at the final fight.
Well,
and
we're saying that, but I mean, to be fair, we are skipping over the 5 minutes of choreographed Punch Man action in our analysis here.
This first half of the fight contains two of my favorite things about action cinema. The first is fourth wall breaking references to whether or not something is diegetic or non-diegetic, as we have that final confirmation that the pre-credits, its recaps, are all canon. They are all canon.
Yeah.
Because Sato remembers the onomatopoeia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. And the second thing is something that Fresno is going to become very familiar with come December, which is fight scenes that are also philosophical debates. I loved it when they changed out of their costumes and into their regular clothes and basically combated each other via their core ideas. Peace and love versus strength. And
Cinema!
Is Kamen Rider truly a weapon, or can it be something else? I love that so much. And I'm going to bring up the next episode a little bit, but I love the fucking projections on the following episode where Gentoku is just going on, "I've grown and changed." It's bitch, you haven't, but I fucking love the way it was presented with all those projections behind him.
It's so fucking good. And, you know, it is the best things in these medias are, you know, ideological confrontations as well as physical confrontations. And the previous two fights have been more physical, you know, your choreographed action, as I said. But this is a little of both. It's cool fucking action, two Kamen Riders punching each other and shooting at each other, but also, as Sean said, you get those flashes where they're out of the suits and they're, you know,
This is
what
the Aruto versus Hirobi fight at the end of 0-1 wanted to be.
You're right. They could have learned a thing or two from that. So, you know, Gentoku has this, it's a weapon, you're Katsuragi, you made this, you just killed people, you stupid idealistic fucking hippie. Strength and power is what we need. But here's the fucking kicker. For all that he says, you know, you're using Katsuragi's inventions, they were made to destroy. The form that we are about to get, Rabbit, that's not a Katsuragi invention. That's a Sento invention.
And it's an invention that basically you can say everyone helped create.
Yeah.
Sora, Banjo, you know.
Now, we do get the other half. We do get the other half, but I had a thought, and it's not entirely true because they go ahead a little, go non-linear. He does use Tank later, but at the time when I was watching, I thought it was genius to take his main form, Rabbit Tank, and just double up on the first half, removing the fucking tank part, the militaristic part, and just focusing on Rabbit.
Genius, huh?
Just going, no, because he's taking the military part out. No, Kamen Rider is not a weapon of war. It's an invention of science for the good of mankind.
Yeah, and I think it's, though, to your point, is telling that he opened with Rabbit, and not Tank.
Yes.
Well, and then that we find out that was all part of the trap.
That's the point. But
this long con though is so good.
But
so,
in short,
fucking bunny.
fucking Binui.
Binui. So basically, Katsuragi's trying to goad not Katsuragi. Genkoku is trying to goad Sento into using Hazard to prove that, you know, only Sento can use Katsuragi's tools. And Sento puts on the Hazard trigger, and you can see like Gentoku going, yeah, thought so. And then that's when Bill pulls out the brand new toy and puts it in, and Rabbit shows up, and the Sato Prime Minister is like, "Oh, that's the MIP thingy." What's up, Sean?
Something I would like to note about Katsuragi. Gentoku says that Katsuragi deliberately made weapons. He was a man who made weapons. Yet when we actually see the flashback, like he's not talking about out making weapons, and he's talking about whoever would make humanity better. Or it's ultimately a far more noblistic intention than Gentoku implies. Though at the same time, he is willing to be the devil scientist.
Yeah, I mean, that's fitting for Gentoku, isn't it? To remember Katsuragi being like him, power, strength, weapons, empathy and kindness are for losers. Ideals are dumb and stupid, which they're not. And yeah, Rabbit comes in, but we have to mention that at this point, Sawa has come up to Namba and given over the flash drive with Rabbit on it. And so, oh no, it's all part of the evil scheme. Oh, goodness gracious.
Rogue downloads the data to Rabbit, and now Sinto's powerless.
Oh, but we got to talk about the way the fight changes, because we do get the power form. You know how I complained. Like I said, I complained last time. Okay, yeah, it's taken a little while longer for usual for the power up form to not do shit against Rogue. Blah blah blah. Wipes the absolute fucking floor with Rogue and Rabbit blasts his ass out of the arena and outside. And I love the bit between Banjo. It's like, does that mean he wins? The conditions for victory are surrender, detransformation, or there was a third thing.
Inability to actually have the fight.
Inability to actually have the fight. No conditions have been met. Therefore, the fight will be taking place outside.
Which honestly is a better location for the fight. When I was thinking about this, is after having remembering this fight, I remember it taking place outside, and I was going, wait, why is it taking all inside? I thought this took place outside. And then when it goes outside, it goes, yes, this is where things get interesting.
And also the fact that sorry, I'll let you go. Also the fact that it becomes sunrise in the next episode. It's like they were doing this in the middle of the fucking night.
Mm-hmm. I do love the rider kick with the rabbit form. Like he shoots out one leg and Rogue flinches. And then he doesn't hit him. He's like, what? And then finally gets hit.
No, it's even better than that. He tries to punch the foot, and then it's like...
Real Bugs Bunny shit.
So we're on to episode 28. Things downloaded. They figure out that if Rogue uses the diamond full bile, he can block all the attacks. And it becomes one-sided. Rogue is now kicking Rabbit's ass. And Sawa's doing an evil monologue, which is... freaking out both Banjo and Misora.
I betrayed you all. I was the spy. It was me all alone, Austin.
But also, I'm being blackmailed because the family from who
Nabashima.
The Nabashima family has been kidnapped. When was the last time we saw the Nabashimas?
Whenever Nabashima told Sinto that Stalk was the master.
I think that was over 15 episodes ago.
No, that was actually exactly episode 14 or 15, and we're now on 28, so yeah, half a series ago.
Mm.
But hey, it's continuity. We're bringing back characters. I mean, 01 did that. The old man and his wife throughout all of 01, and
Carpenter Bros.
The Chiefs, the chief. But I do love how this is going on. Rogue gets his own flashback, his backstory, and they decide to give him a PG-13 one. More than likely because they, filmed this before they filmed episode 2, episode 3 of the special, but also PG-13 version of his first transformation.
Just like you do. Honestly, did you really need Rogue? Because this fits. He's all banged up and he turned into Rogue. Ooh.
Yeah, as I said during the Rogue podcast, I didn't actually watch Rogue when I first watched Build. I just watched Build all the way through. Admittedly, it was in 10-episode chunks rather than and over the course of several weeks, but still, I didn't watch Rogue.
Try me. I watch this weekly on Premiere.
Well, we're splitting the difference now. We're watching 4-episode chunks weekly. Well, 4 and 3 with dalliances with movies and shit. But anyway, yeah. So the fight is going poorly. Gentoku is perfect predicting all these moves. It's very bad.
We do get a random scene of Kazuman like going to a building transforming. Okay.
I like even before they revealed the Nabashima thing. You know what he's up to. This is a double cross. She's getting him to get them out, and as soon as they're out, it's gonna be like, ha ha! Now I'll betray you, you betraying fox. Which
power of friendship. It will let you betray evil.
Oh, but the scene with the flashback scene with Sawa and Sento is really nice, though.
No, yeah. I mean, they formulate the plan, and something's up because Sento's like, yeah, no, you're going to give them this data, okay? And then they cut back to this flashback later on. We're going to be saving this in reserve. And finally, Sawa gives Sento the signal, and Sento's like, oh, it's about damn time. Okay.
Oh, thank Christ.
I was tired of feeling like Banjo.
No, what is that remote supposed to be? But yeah, Rabbit's not his only new trick. Tank.
I love how when 10K comes out and it's like they're just randomly shooting at Rogue. It's so good. And then now Tank just wipes the rest of the fight of Rogue. It is just so one-sided. He even turns into a tank.
Oh Jesus.
How many toys do you think that made?
So many. I mean, I think this is like one of the few times we actually get 2 super forms with a rider, because it's literally 2 separate forms. But yeah.
Oh, hey, don't forget the other best match of the thing. Tank Armadillo, best match.
What the fuck is this?
You don't know Carcass?
No, I do not.
It's an album by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It's a prog rock album. It fucking rules.
Fair enough. Emerson, Lake and Palmer is honestly one of my ink spots for prog rock.
I'll link you to it later. It's 20 minutes of dudes noodling on guitar and organ.
Oh, I love that.
It fucking rules. And you at home, please listen to Tarkus by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Anyway, shitpost over.
So when Rogue loses, everyone, the Toto Prime Minister is like, yes, the war is over. Everyone's like, the war is over. Seto's Prime Minister is like, oh, I gotta honor my word now. And Namba's like,
do you really though?
This came out in 2017.
I think we're gonna have to break this one out again. It doesn't get any better than this.
Yep. But the Toto Prime Minister actually goes to his sons like, hey, we can start over, And it's actually a good moment. You could actually see on Gintoki's actor's face, he's very conflicted by this. I mean, the last time they talked, his father just said, fuck you, you're no leader. Yeah, I have no son. Now he's like, hey, we can change,
Yep. But Gentoku tellingly doesn't reject his father's hand pulling him up so much as just walks away. He's defeated, not rejecting.
Yeah, and it's something that you could tell he's probably gonna have to think a lot on. But basically,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, winners write history, and Salk shows up.
Oh yeah, I was going to say. I was even thinking during this denouement, we haven't seen Stock for a while. What's that fucker up to?
Murder.
Murder.
The only person to die in this proxy battle.
Yeah, he just fucking murks the Sato PM because he's too weak to do what must be done, which is break the rules and kill millions of people. He kills him, and then he does his magic face-changing gas on Namba to make Namba the Sato PM. And now I can take over and kill everything! Ah!
So I still like now this actor has to pretend he is an 80-year-old man, even though he's like 30 years old.
Yeah, that's why. Yes, well, because it only changes your face. He's still like elderly man who needs a cane and shit.
But we get the follow-up where Sawa apologizes to Misora. Kazumin shows up. I did like the scene with Kazumin and Namba's daughter. Of course, Namba's daughter just being cute to everyone.
I love how when he comes back, because Banjo and Misora are like, "Yay, we won!" He's like, God damn it, get your hands off her. I did all that to earn a handshake from Mitan. You get your hands off her, you son of a bitch.
And then he goes, hey, you lost, didn't you? You lost the battle. Well, I meant to lose so that my friend Sento could win. Yeah, totally.
But Misora slaps Sawa, and like you can see the look in Kazumin's face, like, man, I wish I could be slapped like that by Michan.
God almighty. Michan, step on me.
I love the did it hurt? Yeah, it hurt me too. It's such a moment.
Empathy and forgiveness are possible, everyone.
Anyway, so the arc's not over yet. It's time to raise the kill count to 6 figures.
Really?
Because it's time for Garmonbozia.
It all returns to nothing. I just keep tumbling down.
Bum 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 bum.
Oh God! The opening of 29 is some fucking cinema. You've got Namba as the PM leading an orchestra. You've got his hard guardians again with the hard. We get it, guys. Erections.
And everyone is screaming.
And the Kamen Riders are here to fight it off, and everyone is screaming, and things get fucking worse because of stock.
Yep. So we've now finally find out what happens when you return the panels to Pandora's box. Bits of the wall goes away to start forming a tower in the center, and that tower just starts destroying a massive chunk of Japan. There's so many people
that count. Up it goes.
Up it goes, and part of the reason why Misora is screaming is because she knows what that tower is. She knows what's going to happen if that tower is completed. Guys, we have ended our in-game.
Because we've seen it in her dreams.
We also have a new opening.
They do flash back to it because that tower was on Mars when Mars was wiped of all life.
Yep. And Earth is going to meet its same fate.
Oh, would you look at that? The fascist ideology that's been building over this thing has revealed its clear end goal.
It's a death cult.
Destruction and death.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I love that at one point in time in this fight, Stalk, which, by the way, you find out that Stalk is now stronger now that this tower, Pandora's Tower, have started to be built. He has new abilities. Man, that's not something good.
Nope.
And he also says, Namba is thinking that he's going to have all kinds of power to take over the world. But no, when that tower's done, the world's going to die. Everyone's dead.
He just wants to watch the world burn.
Yep.
Truly, he is the Joker, the people's Joker.
No. Can we stop repeating stuff from last pod? Like, I had to listen to that 3 times this morning.
Oh, Editor Kuchiri, you do us a great service.
Ay.
Hey, listen, I didn't care for the movie this time, so I'm in
because it's not vivid. Anyway,
and now I'm mirroring you.
Fuck. Anyway, I did not put detailed notes for this one. I know at one point in time, Sento asked for $1.
I don't know. I'm assuming that's going to pay off next batch sometime.
Yeah, the next batch we're finishing the arc. At the end of the next arc, you will see who the final boss is.
Oh! We should talk about Sato. Media manipulation. We didn't broadcast
Fake
the battle,
news.
so because if we won, we could say, yes, we, Sato, the greatest military might in all of Asia, have won against our enemy Toto. And if they lost, they could be like, oh, we, Sato, totally won against the military might of Toto, and now they're refusing to let us take over. Oh, those dastardly bastards! They should just roll over and let us stomp our feet on them.
This is why you never trust fascists. They will always fuck you in the ass.
And not in like the fun way. They don't fuck you in the ass. They'll shove you over and slam their boot on your head.
Yeah. But we get some good moments. We get a decent moment between Misora and Kazumin.
Yeah, he just walks away from her,
Yeah.
ejected and returning home. And then he has a huge conversation about his relation with Michan, ultimately being, to some degree, a performance, just something to cheer them up after all the harsh times they've been experiencing.
They all watched her while they were working on the farm. They were her biggest fans. And basically, he's going to Hokuto, and it's like a suicide mission because he's going to try and protect Hokuto by himself. He's not teaming up with Build or Cross. And Build and Cross can't go to Hokuto because that will be a sign of war again.
I mean, at this point,
who gives a fuck? Anyway, but we get a scene where Miton is at the battle, and she has made so many different coupons. Like, you can tell Miton has kind of developed a crush on Kajime.
I don't know if I'd say that. It's just, just trying to get him to not die. Just like, oh, free hug from Miton, free handshake from Miton. All of these will ensure that he'll come back.
Yeah. But before that, we have another Miton scene where she does another broadcast of hey, could you not go and kill yourself? Maybe just work with people, have help. Don't do this alone.
And I also love that right there at the gate, the wall between Toto and Hokuto. Fucking Banjo's been waiting there all night, and he's just like,
cold.
"Oh, it's cold, goddammit!"
I was gonna fight you, but then I got cold.
Oh, this Himbo boy, he's so fucking dumb. I love him. Oh god, we didn't mention the grave, by the way, that he made.
Yeah, the grave.
He made at the this site here with all the bandanas, and he buried
the dog tags,
just so they'd have some memorial of them. And anyway, that's where they are now, and that's where the Gear Bros and Stock show up and be like, okay, time to take the bottles and kill all life on Earth. Hooray!
Yeah. So fight happens. Eventually, Sento shows up. We get another moment between Sento and Kazumin and the dead people.
I just want to add before this that we have that bit where Banjo's like, I can beat you now. Stock, my hazard level's higher than you. I can shoot fire out of my hands, you asshole. You can't beat me.
New power? What?
New power, who dis?
Power, who dis? And I also love when Sento shows up, he just stares at Stalk and then silently transforms.
Yeah, no, Sento's just tired of it.
I want to see you boys grow.
Anyway, big fight. We get the moment. We get the dead Hokuto Crow trio shows up and gives Sento and Kazumin a push together.
Yeah, Sento has this big speech about peace and love and friendship, whereas Kazumin just goes, Michan said, so I'll do it.
Jolly cooperation. And also, he's remembering the 3 dead bros as well.
So the Gear Bros become Hell Bros, and of course, Misora gets caught again.
Before that, I just want to say I love the bit where Build and Grease are like battling it out, blocking their swords against the gears of the Hell Bros. And, in the memory, you see the three guys give both of them push forward. Just go forward in your beliefs. And beat this guy's ass. And they beat him. And then, as you said, I took a hostage because Sato doesn't play fair. Ooh, you're going to get surrendered. Yeah.
Except that isn't Misora. It's the Queen of Mars.
The Empress of Mars. Wait, this isn't a Mark Gage's script. What are we talking about?
Well, we'll find out more about Vernage next time.
Oh, boy.
And I think, given that we're going to find out more about Vernage, we're going to find out why I watched Kamen Rider build in the first place. And
it's always a good sign when he laughs like that. So, do we have any final thoughts on this arc?
I love it.
So here's the thing. This arc was a lot better this time around than when trying to watch this one episode at a time. Like, I don't know why. I remember it was getting around this point whenever I was telling TV Nihon, can we stop being toxic about these episodes? Just watch them. But I did remember that I was actually bored during this arc.
Fandom being toxic? What?
No, but it's definitely better this time through.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Fred?
Kuchiri was watching for the trade.
Yep. Honestly, I'm in the same boat as Kuchiri. When I watched it in 10 episode arc, 10 episode batches, I honestly felt overwhelmed by it, and the fight scenes just got a bit boring. Now I can actually appreciate the fight scenes in these 3 or 4 episode chunks, rather than watching them 10 episodes at a time. Usually finishing at around 2 a.m.
Oh boy, what fun. I'm splitting right down the middle because, like I said, I'm not watching weekly. I'm watching weekly, but I'm not watching one a week. I'm watching in these curated batches that you're doing for us. And so with that in mind, this is spectacular. This is like peak Kamen Rider. I mentioned this to you in our chat, but there's a new Kamen Rider series that started, Gav. I watched the first episode of that and I wasn't really sold. You say it gets better. I'll probably give it the chance.
No. I'm thinking Gav is peak right now. And I'm loving it. I'm loving. First off, the battle music is straight up the Pokemon Gym theme from Gen 8. Wherever they're cheering during the battle music.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gav's gimmick is, instead of having a single toy that never goes away, when he eats food, he creates these little snack bags, and the snack bags follow him around and talk to him. And so when they're in fights, they're all cheering him on, like 100 of these little toys. But whenever he uses one of them, he actually kills them by using them. So it's
minions.
Yeah, they're minions. But I do love how he basically takes the 10th Doctor stance. So when he fights these monsters, when he knows he's about ready to win, he's like, you have a decision to make. Either continue down this path of killing humans and turning them into food, or I kill you right now.
Nobody ever takes that noise.
Yeah. And then the monster of the week goes, "Ha! You think you could kill me? No way!" And then that's when Gav, does the finisher.
But anyway, to go back to my point, I'm just saying that I liked this batch because it did have these very heavy themes to it. You had Gentoku and Sento ideologically waffling at each other while fighting and saying what they believe. And you had all this shit about the military-industrial complex. And you had death and destruction and grief and loss and betrayal and forgiveness. Just, it was cinema. Just really great shit. It's not just a show where people in suits punch each other. There's shit happening and themes and character development, and I am vibing with it.
Yeah, it honestly put a smile on my face. And really, that's all I want to have a show like Kamen Rider. I want a smile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Sean, do you have any more thoughts?
First of all, I think said them all.
Awesome.
And so now you're hearing me.
This is our 25th podcast episode, and we've been doing this now for a little bit over a year. So I figured I'd give out some hey, thanks for being with us for a year gift to all my co-hosts.
Well, I've been here for half a year, for a couple months, so I'm good.
I mean, you've been in at least half the episodes, but Prez made a comment before last week's episode. Hey, you have a new thing. So first off, this is the full image.
Oh, look at you.
Ooh,
It's me as a Mega Man X Kamen Rider.
Oh, that is classy as hell. Look at that.
Well, and the thing is, Kat was going to be here, and then I was going to sneak Chris in here. Because I also made one for Chris.
Oh my god, that's so cool!
She has Izu's bow.
Oh!
Chris knew about all this to begin with, so Chris designed her hair.
Oh, that's excellent. That's wonderful.
And then here's Kat.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is
cool. That cute little the shadow.
It's a Tom Baker scarf. And Colin Baker's coat!
And oh wow, that scarf's really cute.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
And it's Kamen Rider Ghost, which I've mentioned before. Kamen Rider Ghost is basically the Colin Baker of Kamen Rider. So, all right, which one of you wants to see yours first?
Let's start with Fresno.
Let's start with me. I have not seen this. Oh my god, look at me. Oh, that is cute. Oh,
and the Pertwee screwdriver. I actually have one of those in my room.
Nice. Oh, look at me. Look at me.
Well, what's your driver, Frez?
Why, it's a mirror, of course. I love that I have the little satchel too. What am I keeping in there?
And
Look cute.
Sean.
Oh, bless.
The emissary of hell.
Lacking glasses, but otherwise, yay.
Maybe you're wearing contacts on this thing.
I also, because it's one of our members' birthdays coming up.
Whom could that be?
Frez, if you want to show your birthday present.
Oh, they dropped this on me right before the show, and I lost my fucking marbles. Good thing we did it before the show. Wait, were you recording before we did that?
No. I got a bit of your reaction after the fact.
Oh, fucking put it in the bloopers or some shit.
Yeah, my reaction's in here as well. It was in there.
Anyway. You may have noticed if you watch this podcast that I am fond of a certain reaction image from the Japanese cartoon Bocchi the Rock. Unbeknownst to me, Kuchiri noticed this and has elevated it to a higher art form.
Oh wait, Frez. Oh, I'm mistaken. That wasn't your birthday present.
Hey, this wasn't my birthday present?
Oh no, that wasn't your birthday present. Sorry. 1 second.
Okay. What? I get surprised again! Holy fucking shit!
For a moment, I thought it was going to be related to that thing you asked me about a few weeks back.
Oh, God, wait, the thing that you asked or me? Jerry, where could you find us?
First off, I like to thank Annie of the Light or Lisa of the Light on TikTok. She has her own website. I commissioned her for all of these. We were going to have one big she was going to do one big image of all 5 of us together, and there was going to be a lot of Easter eggs, including a custom poster of the Straight Story, but instead of the actual poster, it was going to have an uncopyrightable spaceship on there. It was going to have an Sony Aibo dog somewhere in there, and it was going to have a Mets cap.
Dog. Mets cap.
Let me actually find. I'm sure I'm okay with just showing what the sketch was, but
what did you say the name was, Kuchiri?
Annie of the Light.
Annie of the Light, thank you very much. You're Pete.
Or you've heard me call her Lisa a few times.
Thank you, Lisa. I love it.
So she started to work on it, and it was going to be a big image of all of us.
There I am.
But she had some family issue goes on, and she said she wasn't going to be able to finish the commissions. But she did make the rest of that. But yeah, we were going to have a little bit more. But I'll give you links so if you want to, get something done from her, go for it.
Well, I hope your family, if you're listening, I hope all your things, your life emergencies get sorted out. And thank you very much for that. Wishing you all the best. Oh my God.
Safe and be well.
I think we need to put a price on that. And you need to send me those images immediately.
Anyway, you can find us anywhere online. It's not that hard to find us. Besides that, next time we're going to finish the six.
Oh yeah, John, have you done anything lately?
I've been working on a short story, and I've been teaching. And teaching is basically can be summed up with the sentence: "Thank fuck I'm not teaching middle school anymore."
Yeah.
Frez, how's the farm?
Oh, the farm is good. I have learned that beloved Juniper likes pizzas, so that helps. And I've moved into summer now, so it's wonderful. It's fun. Every Monday night, 7 p.m. EST. And also be on the lookout in a couple weeks for the 16 Screams Marathon on my blog, linked down below, where I talk about some spooky thing every other day. And I have to talk about comic books as well, thanks to Sean. So that'll be happening soon as well.
If you want, I also technically had a conversation with Mike about a potential sequel one where it's just all superhero stuff, and I would watch Symphogear if you finished that.
Oh dear. I see. I don't know, because I almost respect you too much to make you watch Symphogear.
Anyway,
The work that can happen.
Both of you guys, I want to thank you so much for many great conversations and many more to come. And so yeah, next time we're going to be doing episodes 30 to 33, where at the very end we will see the true face of evil.
And it's Stalk. Good night, everybody.
Good night. See you guys later.